Alright, hi everybody. We're live and my green screen is still kind of working. Cool. Change the lighting in the house. That's what happens. So, evening folks, it's March 21st and it is 8:04 p.m. and we are starting the Amp Guard of Alaska Board of Directors meeting. So, in attendance, we have myself as president. We got Logan, we got Michelle, we got Victor, we got Jason, we got Cameron, and we got Douglas, and we have a guest kind of lurking in the background. Hi, Sage.
Hello.
So, call to order, 8:04. Item number 1 on the agenda, acceptance of the previous meeting's minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at that?
Yes.
Yep, I got nods. I'm hoping there's affirmatives all around. All right.
Yep.
So kind of like last time, I think we'll just make a quick motion to accept those meetings as official. Somebody want to do that?
I motion.
You motion. And who's going to second?
Yeah.
I'll second.
There we go. We got practice going. Cool. So I'll just go down the line. Victor, you're first because you put an A in your name. So, yay or nay? You're muted right now, by the way. And your camera's off. So we're skipping you. Oh, there we go.
I'm here, I promise.
You're here. Do you give a yes?
I'm here, I promise.
Yes. Affirmative.
Yes. Affirmative. Cool. Cameron.
Yes.
Yay. Puppet. Doug.
Yay.
Yay. We skip you. Logan.
Yes.
Yay. Michelle.
Yes.
Oh, and I'll go for number 6. Cool. Yay. So item number 1 is completed. We have a unanimous passing of accepting the previous that we did things last time. Cool. Oh, I'm all out of items. Does anybody want to add anything? No?
I don't have anything.
Does anybody want a motion to adjourn this?
I
Excellent
motion to adjourn.
All right, Logan wins that. And Michelle, are you seconding?
Sure.
Cool. And so we'll go straight down the line. Everybody give Victor, yay? Yay. Cameron?
Yes.
Yay. Doug?
Yay. Yay.
Yay. Yay. All right, Logan gives a yes. Michelle?
Yes.
Yay. We're all done at 8:06. Woo. All right. Good job,
That was nice
guys.
and short.
BoD meeting was super long. All right. So, hi everybody. Now we're starting the Council of Crowns meeting. And we have all those same people that I just listed a moment ago in attendance. Item number 1, the ambassador report. Jason, you want to tell us what's going on nationally?
All kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff going on. Some of it I'm not allowed to report on quite yet. But I just got out of like a 2-hour meeting with the board of directors and some of the other Circle of Monarchs to go over the status of the legal case.
Oh, oof. Okay.
So I got a lot of information on that. Things are tracking good, but because the case is ongoing, they're really, really careful about what gets out because it can affect how the case goes. So we all had to sign non-disclosures and some stuff like that. We'll be looking to try and do some more fundraising in all of the kingdoms for Amp Guard International, and they are currently the interim president or vice president, I can't remember how that's working, is currently working on getting them registered in all 50 states or like the 41 states that require it. So once they've done that, I'll be pushing a bunch of that stuff.
So they skip the step of looking for volunteers to pilot it, and they're just saying, let's just do everybody all at once.
The problem is a lot of we are still piloting some stuff.
Okay.
Problem is a lot of the really good stuff requires them to be registered. And so when we started looking into what it takes to register in the pilot states, it was deemed to be worth the effort to just register in all of them. You have to be registered in every state in order to solicit online, unless you have a way of shutting out people from a specific state.
Okay.
So if we want to have just, be able to go online and say, hey, give us money, we got to be registered in any state that gives us money. Otherwise, we could, run afoul. So we're looking at that.
And they're watching the issues with Canada participants and.
Yeah, I don't know how it works internationally, but
Okay.
that would be a Canadian thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure they have very similar laws. Canada is basically like 51st state. When it comes to commerce and stuff, like everything is similar enough that we coexist pretty well. You guys get a little bit of a sneak peek. I took on the task of coming up with an official logo for AmpGuard. So I'll be making some public posts to solicit our artists and designers from across AmpGuard to come up with something and bring it back to the COM. So that should be fun. And we had the business window that closed prior to this meeting. I can't remember if I covered that in the last meeting or not. Did we talk about the results of those?
I think you told me, but I don't remember if they made it public. Like if it was before the last meeting. I think it was right after.
Okay, so the two motions that Northreach put forward was if any of the AI volunteers get banned, then we automatically vote to either remove them or keep them.
And so that specifically means people that are volunteering to do things like run the national website and
or a member of the board, or basically any volunteer that's appointed by the Circle of Monarchs or elected by the Circle of Monarchs, whatever. So that would affect any of them. Essentially, they just get pulled up for a no confidence vote immediately. And then, so that passed 20-0. That was a unanimous vote, so we did good there. The other one was the credit thing. So we put forward a proposal to limit the amount of credits that a kingdom can give out that are bonus credits, i.e. not attendance credits, to 12 in a single month for the next 90 days until we figure out what we're going to do with that. So that's a thing. And that was spurred by the CK Rising Winds events that were giving out 32 credits in one weekend. So we're going to, the motion also required that we basically put a committee together and figure out how we're going to move forward. So that one passed, it was like 11 to 7. Maybe it was 12 to 7. It's a real narrow margin, but it still passed. So everybody has to abide by it now. I will be having a meeting within the next week to 10 days with other members of the Circle of Monarchs to discuss fundraising in all the kingdoms. Just so you guys are aware, there have been some discussions to sort of mandate some sort of income from all the kingdoms. One of the things that's being batted around currently is requiring that $1 off of the site fee of any event be forwarded on to AI. I don't know if that's super popular or how much traction that'll get, but it's sort of out there and it's something that they're discussing. So it'd be a pretty easy way to funnel money towards AI. Really, because $1 is not too big a deal, but I don't know. We'll just see how that would go. But we're going to talk about some other stuff in the near future. So my next report will have a lot of details on that. So is there anything going on in the AmpGuard national scene that any member of the council has questions on, or anything they would like me to pursue on their behalf?
Not at the moment. Getting a lot of head shakes, for those that have their cameras on. All right. Is there anything else then for?
No, other than that, it's been pretty quiet week.
Other than that, okay. Cool. All right, so moving on quickly. Next item, Inlet Towers event. That is on April 6th. And for those that aren't paying attention, or that haven't been paying attention, Inlet Towers, it's a hotel downtown in Anchorage. They are running a special event on Saturday, April 6th, where it's kind of like a role-play light experience where participants are going to get to come and kind of do some like verbal role-play. The Three Barons Ren Fair folks are participating and helping run a lot of that, most of the event. But they asked AmpGuard to have a couple elements for them, and those elements included a fighting ring, like we normally do at our at like the Alaska State Fair and at Three Barons Fair. So they wanted to do a fighting ring, and there was the potential, and I think this is happening, to do a small encounter with a little bit of light fighting for somebody who's kind of dressed up as a monster. And then of course they wanted us to have a booth to be able to sell some buffers. So if you are interested in volunteering for any of that, get with Pockets, our Kingdom champion. He's heading up the organization for the fighting components, the fighting ring and the encounter. And Mara, our previous Kingdom Prime Minister, Amanda Brooks, if you're interested in either helping make weapons, which will be used to sell at this event, and for Three Barons Ren Fair, depending on how many we make and how many we sell, or if you'd like to help man the sales booth itself. And that'll be most of the afternoon and the evening on April 6th. They run 2 sessions for about 3.5 hours apiece. If I remember correctly, the first one starts at like 2 or 1:30 or something like that, and then runs till early evening, late afternoon, and then the next one runs from I want to say 6:30 or 7 until about 10 o'clock at night. There's an element where they wrap up, where they no longer need us actively running our booth, but the event continues. And my headset just reset, so I don't know. But anyways, so that's what's going on with the Inlet Towers event. So get a hold of Pockets, Mara, or myself if you're interested in helping with that. And for those that do help, I'm giving a credit per session, because there's 2 sessions per session that you volunteer. So there's an opportunity to get a couple extra credits there, and that will fall within our limit of the new the cap for bonus credits. So I think we'll be all right. Alrighty, I'm gonna change the order of things here. Pending bank access. Sorry, that's the title that I had listed. But pending bank access, our first 2 things we wanted to do with that was pay AmpGuard International and then purchase the inflatable archery booth. Corin, are you there? Have you made any movement, or gotten anywhere with getting access to the bank or being able to do either of those things?
I've gotten the information from our person there at Denali FCU on what we need to get to them. I've emailed them the stuff. I've not gotten a response. So I'll probably try emailing them again probably tomorrow and see if they reply. Prior to this one, they've been pretty quick about getting back to me, but not this time.
The last mile, we're just okay. But so you're like ready to go as soon as you got access. You know what our first 2 things we want to do are, the big ticket items. I mean, other than of course hook up Frozen Coast with getting their issues taken care of. All right, cool. So we're still working with the bank to get that stuff figured out. All right, last couple things then. So we're gonna have a Kingdom Day, April 20th. That's about a month from now. The 1, 2, 3, 4 weekends out. So 4 weekends and 2 days. We're gonna have a big Kingdom Day. We're gonna make Pockets show us his stuff for running, for being Kingdom Champion. So he's gonna run a bunch of games, and we're gonna do this somewhere different. I'm gonna, pending final lockdown of the facility, we're gonna do this at the Dome. So if you guys like playing at different places, somewhere different with a nice bigger field, come join us at the Dome on April 20th. Again, tentative that the slot's available and that the time is available. I'm going to aim and request for 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So it's going to be 3 hours at the Dome. And then there's going to be some bonus things, so pay attention. I was about to announce a whole bunch of stuff that I was going to do for that, but stay tuned because I want to make sure that my other officers aren't going to get drowned in the things I'm about to dump on them. So stay tuned. But Dome, April 20th, Kingdom Day. Cool stuff, competitions. Maybe we'll give out a Flame Blade or Flame Blade adjacent like item. We'll see. Everybody but Logan's eligible. Anyways, moving on. So here's the one really kind of important. Well, everything's important, but weird thing that happened. So we had an all thing vote. That closed up on Tuesday night. So who has all of the parts of the bylaws memorized? I didn't have it all memorized, but going back and looking at the lines, we see that there is. Oh, I don't have it open, but there's. Do you have the line in front of you by chance, Cameron?
B.10.1.1.
Yeah, I don't have the file open, but I can read the line. I found it in the chat that we were discussing. But the line that's critical here reads, membership ratification shall require the affirmative vote of at least 2/3 of the total number of voting members. And there was a clarification on the forums 3 years ago, 3 years and a month ago, where the intent of that line is to mean total number of voting eligible members. And so while the vote, if you look at it, is overwhelmingly yes, the problem is we had insufficient participation to actually get that yes vote to pass. And so I present to you, the CoC, this predicament that all of the, not all, but of more than a majority, an overwhelming group of people that did vote said yes, they would like to make these changes. However, we didn't have enough participation. And so I sent you guys those lists, and we could talk about the individual people and what we'll do with that when we go to a closed session, because I have some comments about that. But I present to you guys this predicament in that I feel it's kind of silly, but we can do this. I feel it's silly to ask the same group of people that have already voted the same question again, because I don't think the question needs to change. I don't think that we got told, no, this is the wrong question. To ask the same question again, but we need to find a way to do this appropriately. And so the question is, do you want to extend the timeline? Does that feel appropriate? You know, I open it back up and say, please, more participation, and then we see how that goes. Or do we go a little bit more letter of the law, and this vote failed, and then we have to do another vote again, and I assume that we would ask the same question, and then just try to chase down these people that didn't participate. So any thoughts on that, on how you want to handle this?
To me, the obvious thing would be to record this one as a failed vote and then bring the admin manual changes back, because those are, like, the bylaws are only the kingdom level offices. So just the admin manual changes would still do the local offices. I know we talked about...
We'll do the regents. It's basically regents is an admin manual, and the monarchs, which is really the one that we were trying to address at the time, those ones are in the bylaws. That's the split.
Yeah, okay, that was the 3.1.2. Okay.
Yeah.
So just a question for curiosity's sake, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a direct violation of anything to just open it for 48 hours and tag the people that are missing in it? And then at the end of those 48 hours, if they don't respond, then proceed like Corin suggested?
I have not found anything that would prohibit me from doing that, and that would be, that would be the option A that I presented, which is, extending the timeline, and whether it's 48 hours or another week or whatever the timeline is. If you guys would like to move forward with that plan, I think we could, unless anybody sees otherwise.
I'm fine with it.
Fine with that.
I mean,
okay.
just for historical reference, I mean, the online altering procedures say that they'll be open for a week. We've always interpreted that as a minimum. I routinely, when I was king, set my all things for 10 days, so there was a weekend on either end of it.
And that's the precedent I've been following too. I've been doing about 10 to 11 days, making sure I cover 2 weekends.
Right. So I don't know that would be a bad thing, because all you're trying to do is encourage more participation, right? So that's ethically a good thing.
Yeah, and at this point, we're not at a transition period where eligibility, at least not off of dues, would drop. The question would be, how do you handle eligibility going for, do we have the, what date do we pick for eligibility? I know of at least one member that if they attend this weekend, they would be eligible to vote. For example.
If you extend it, then they should be eligible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to start a fund to get more cell towers in Kenai, because we can't make out, at least I can't make out anything you're trying to say. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize you were talking to begin with until your picture popped up. And it's totally signal strength issue. It's not you talking loud or anything. So let's go with a binary yes or no, because you can kind of give us a little hand wavium answer. Would you like to go for, or okay, I'm going to propose that we extend the existing vote out, let's say another week, and it will close on Thursday the 28th. So 1 week from today at 5 p.m. or give or take, plus or minus, when my boss decides to pull me into a meeting that lasts till 6, like what happened. So that's the proposal. I'm going to reopen it, extend it out, and we'll count, everything. We'll just use the same thing. Everybody can just add their votes, change their votes, whatever, from now until 5 p.m. Next Thursday. Yay or nay?
Yay.
So we got thumbs up. Doug?
Yay.
Yay. Okay. So it looks like we got a unanimous yes. So I'm gonna do that then. And I'll even write this out. Extend another week until Thursday, March 28th. 5 p.m. All right, that is all the things that I had on the agenda for the public portion of CoC meeting tonight. Does anybody have anything else? Anybody with cell signal have anything else that they'd like to add or talk about tonight?
I have nothing to add.
Oh, okay. Let me check the chat, make sure nobody's been screaming for anything. Nope, nobody's been really freaking out about anything, so that's awesome. So have a great night, everybody that's watching at home, and thank you.